everybody. Excited utterance here. Goodness me. Well, I don't know what the hell's going on with StreamYard, but I did have a stream set up and everything was going to be fine. And then I got in here and it just wasn't working. Dolly and I couldn't see each other. We couldn't add ourselves to the stage. We couldn't do anything. We tried logging out. We tried logging back in again. We tried everything. And then he came up with the brilliant idea of just starting a new stream and seeing whether that worked, and it did. And we're like, well, that's just great, isn't it? So we had to start a new stream. So sorry about that, everybody. And thank you for finding your way to the new stream. Tali, not seeing each other was very nice for us, but we couldn't stream that way. Yeah. It was a nice change. It was a nice change. I did kind of enjoy it, but sadly, it doesn't work for streaming. No. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Nice to see you, Rachel. Tracy Burton, hello again. Yes, I saw you in the other chat earlier. Thank you for coming over into this chat. Appreciate it. I think might have lost Mavka. Mavka was he finally lost his patience. He's usually sitting there going, late, you got the day wrong. You cancelled again. Yeah, and I don't think he's made it over here. Oh, well. Hey, Mimi, Tonya, how are you? Good evening, Helen, watching chat. Lexi, hello. Hello, Lexi. It's nice to see you here. Oh, look who I've got to show you. Oh, look how well Seraph is. Look, he's gained weight back and everything. Oh, look, hang on. Hey. Hello.
Hey.
Look, everybody.
It's Dolly.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh.
Look how good he's looking. Look.
Has that spot, that inflammation he had gone down?
What inflammation?
Because he had a big bump on his neck when you showed me a video of him.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember. No, he's really good. And look, well, you could kind of see his bones and stuff before because his whole head was sort of, he was so skinny, like he was like that before.
And what turned out to be, I think, the inflammation of his throat, you could see.
Oh, that. Yeah. You could see.
Yeah, I thought that was something else.
Yeah, no. And look, he's just looking so good. He's hungry all the time. And he's just like,
huge.
He comes out and he's like, where's my food?
He's alert.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, hi.
Very alert. I mean, he's
I know.
old, but he's still looking around and wow. He's
like, I'm going to be 19 soon.
That is night and day.
Suffer other cats. I know. So thank you to everyone who's been donating for his medical expenses. It's been worth every cent to have my phone.
9 lives.
Oh, look, he's used about 8.75 of them, haven't you?
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah, he's my guy. Hey, Online Red. Hello, Hella and Dali. Happy Memorial Day. Yes, happy Memorial Day to you. So it's a public holiday there, right?
Yes.
You've turned your earphones around so that it's not hanging in the...
Exactly.
Yeah. So now you're lefty rather than righty.
Exactly.
Well, you're righty. Hey, Breen. Yeah, he does look great, doesn't he? I know. Yeah, she's talking about the cat, Dolly. Yeah. Headphones still hanging around there. By all means, show the cat first. Everyone is jealous of Seraph and how much attention he's been getting, including my daughter. But that's okay. That's okay.
Look at him. Look at who wanted to give him attention. Look at him. Look at him.
Anyway, not time. Oh my God, guys. The mushroom murder trial has been so entertaining for everyone except the defendant, I suppose. Just stuff. There's a protester. We had a protester, and I don't even know what he was protesting about. We're not as good at this as you guys, right?
Apparently not.
No, because no one went and interviewed the protester afterwards. Like, wouldn't you go and ask him, what are you protesting about?
Well, shouldn't he go up to the media and try to tell them himself and
try
to get his message out?
Okay, dear protester, I'm over here, right? Like, all my links are in the about section. I've got a link tree. Hi, over here, protester dude. I want to talk to you. I'll interview you. Come on. You're in the courtroom. I want to know.
Yeah.
Come tell me. Tell me what you got to say, right? I'm here. I want to listen to you.
So he wasn't arrested or anything?
No, I just got thrown out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got some easygoing courts.
Like, he made, well, I mean, the judge wouldn't have a bit of it, but yeah, he just got thrown out. That's it. Right? So I'll show you him in a minute. Okay. So, yeah, there was that. And we have text messages, guys. Well, we have group chat messages. All from Erin. So, I've been looking on the Reddits and stuff. I've been looking at what people have been saying. People are pretty sold that she's guilty, guys. It's pretty well, that's pretty well done. But as I've said before, here, all we get really is the reporters in the courtroom who go in and they tell you all of the glossy bits, all of the, she's such a narcissist, all that kind of stuff, right? So you only just get little snippets. We don't have like an Andrea going in there, right? And we don't have cameras in the courtroom, so we can't see everything. So there's no like big source of real information. So all we're getting is just, the sort of magazine-y kind of salacious bits. So of course people are going to believe that she's guilty, because we're hearing basically the Crown's case recounted for us. But there's a little bit of stuff that's come out that you may find a bit interesting. We have a little bit of a Shannon Burgess situation going on with one of the experts. So I'll tell you a little bit about that later on. So let's get into it, guys. Boop, boop, boop. There he is, our protester.
Aww.
I know, Breen. Everyone's been dying in Karen Reid. So that's what I knew you'd know what the Shannon Burgess situation was. That's why I brought it up. I love that Helen's narcissist is basically like Gollum from Lord of the Rings.
It is. My precious narcissist.
I just imagine all the wine mums and the way they say it, because the way they type it, it always, in my head, it reads like narcissist. Because they're so bitter, because I can just imagining someone in their life who like dumped them or was cheating on them, and that just makes them a narcissist.
Yeah.
It's always something related back to their own lives. Anyway.
Protester narcissist.
Yeah. Protester looks like an Australian. Who's Glenn Beck?
Kind of like a Wish.com Tucker Carlson.
Okay. Right. Okay, so look at him. Now, okay, so this protester, he's got this yellow shirt on, and it says, give truth a chance, right? And then he's got underneath it, it's quite small, but it reads truthinjustice.com. I went to this website. It doesn't exist.
Truthjusticecampaign.com?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Truthinjusticecampaign.com. Yeah,
or is it just Truth in Justice Campaign?
No, it's truthinjusticecampaign.com. Yeah.
In is in Nancy or
in? I-N.
Okay.
Yep.
Truth in Justice. Okay.
It doesn't exist. Dude, you had your chance to get your word out.
Okay, I've been hanging out with you way too long, but just looking at the design of this shirt, why would your website URL
be so small?
Dude.
Do something about this situation. This is just, it's not working.
You wasted
Right?
it, buddy.
I know. He's wasted a golden opportunity. So anyway, story starts here. Let's just go back. It's down in Victoria. Little Gutha is down there. And it was lunchtime on the 29th of July, 2023. And there's the guest. We have Erin. She's a chef. Her estranged husband. He's the escapee, Simon Patterson. He decided not to go to the lunch, which turned out to be a good decision. And the parents of Simon Patterson did go to the lunch. So that is Gail Patterson and Don Patterson, rest in peace. And the sister of Gail Patterson, Heather Wilkinson, she and her husband both decided to go to the lunch. Even though Heather Wilkinson only ate half of her beef Wellington, she is rest in peace. But Ian Wilkinson, who ate 1.5 servings, still managed to survive, even though he did fight for his life for months in hospital.
Is it really her fault if he ate too much?
Well,
I mean, if you only had the normal 1 serving, I mean, he's kind of a glutton there. Just saying.
Heather said she loved it. It was a lovely lunch. It was delicious. It was just a bit too much for her. And Ian was like, I'll have it.
I mean, it is filet mignon.
Yeah. I have no clue how he survived that. Apparently, this stuff's so lethal. I don't know. I don't know how he survived. I really don't get it. It makes no sense to me. But yeah, he was fighting for his life for a very long time. Anyway, so you had your chance, mate. This dude.
That is true.
It's kind of a lot for lunch.
I mean,
yeah.
I had a T-bone and baked potato for lunch, but I do agree with you.
Hey, you had a T-bone?
Yes, I'm a cannibal.
The jury in the Mushroom murder trial has seen a series of text messages Erin Patterson sent to a health officer after the fateful lunch. It followed an unexpected outburst in the courtroom from a protester who interrupted proceedings. Court reporter
Don't know if they're
Em Johnson.
leftovers.
His T-shirt read, "Give the truth a chance," as he sat up and yelled, "How can you be a judge?" The lone protester heckling Justice Bill from the public gallery before the informant in Erin Patterson's case evicted him from the courtroom. As evidence resumed, Health Department Manager Sally Ann Atkinson was called to the witness box. She said her team was contacted by a doctor about the suspected death case, which she thought was quite unusual. The court was then shown a series of text messages she sent to Erin Patterson as health officials.
Okay. All right. If this was in America, the protester dude, he'd take up 5 minutes at least of reporting, right? And people would be clamoring to talk to him outside, and there'd be viral videos about him, right? And memes and shit. They just let him walk out.
Do you not have contempt there?
Contempt of court? Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, that wouldn't get it for him?
Nah, not just for... I mean, and if he kept going at it, if he lunged at the judge or... all he did was stand up and talk, right? And then they took him out. Okay. It wasn't like he got violent or anything. So, and yeah, we have... It's really easy to get done for contempt of court here. You can get done for contempt of court just for saying shit outside the court.
Really?
Oh yeah, because your freedom of speech laws are far broader than ours. But you can go into the court, and he just made an outburst. He made a protest in court. That is not okay. That's why he got put out of the court, even though it's a public hearing. But he didn't take it any further than that. So he could have, if he'd gone further, he could have been in contempt of court. But yeah. That's all. If that happened here, the defense would move for a mistrial. Yeah, but they wouldn't get it. Line, right? Like that they'd try, but if they wanted a mistrial,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always the defense wants a mistrial. Did they have a nice cold Carmen 9 Carmen Insider? A Carmen Insider with the lunch at least? Yeah, everyone likes to come in everyone likes a good Carmen Insider. Yeah. I remember when the teacher's pet trial was happening here, all the podcast episodes were available, even in the US. It was crazy to me. Teacher's pet trial. Don't remember that. Did she partake in the beef Wellington? Yes. And yes, we think that's relevant too. We were talking about that last time. Could she be immune to this mushroom? Right? We're wondering if there's a Princess Bride kind of thing going on here. We're talking to AG Biochemist about it too. Like,
real quick before you go on, the teacher's pet was, I guess, a Australian former high school teacher who was convicted of a 1982 murder in like 2018.
Yeah, so there's a podcast going along. I mean, there's a couple of podcasts happening that are like people that are in the courtroom that are sort of giving what the testimony is at the same time. And that's okay. Like, they're just reporting kind of like Andrea did.
Sure.
But yeah, if you're involved in the trial in any way, like if you know somebody, if you are potentially in contact with somebody from the trial, then you can be held in contempt.
I mean, that's kind of similar to the US.
It's very similar. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Actually, no, we won't. I don't want to give anything away because we have text messages. Lynette Dawson murder. Crazy trial. Chris Dawson. Chris Dawson. Of course, I remember. All the podcast episodes were taken down for the duration.
So what? The jury couldn't learn more about it?
Nah, I didn't remember the podcast episodes being taken down.
Wow, that's crazy.
Nah. Hey, Max, how are you?
Hey, hello.
Hello, Max. Now, never bitch about your family on Facebook, right? Or anything. Just never say anything online, right?
Yeah.
Like, pretty much, I need to take
Hella
down
and
this
I
whole...
were doing yesterday.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just like never. I need to take this whole channel down. I need to take down everything. We all need to throw our phones away because this is what can happen to you, people. There are lost cause messages about in-laws shown at trial. Oh noes. Oh noes. So what I've done is I found a podcast where they had gotten all of the text messages, and because they wrote them all down, right? And then they had gotten like voice actors to read them out. So I went and got a transcript of that, and I went and did this. Oh, look, there's her phone. She loves mushies a lot, right? Mushies forever. And her username on Facebook was Erin.
How original.
Erin. Yep. Now, I'm sorry to say this, but there's only one person talking, and we're going to have to fight over who does this. Tali.
Aww.
Now, have you ever known one of these people in like Messenger or whatever who writes walls of fucking text? I've known a few.
Yes.
They're the kind that you need to block. You need to make notifications.
I think we both were thinking of the same person there.
Yeah, you'll probably hear one person just then. But I've known a few though, right? And when you meet one of these people, Aaron is involved, so right? When you meet one of these people, you're just like, oh my god, why did I accept their friend request? Right? It seems to me that Aaron is one of these people. They overshare, and once they start messaging, it's just like boom, wall of text, right? Okay, so how's your Aussie accent?
Oi, mate. Simon's dad contacted me this morning to say that he and Gail had tried to talk to Simon, about the matters I raised, mate, and to get his side, but he refused to talk about it other than to signal he disagreed with what I said, mate. There's a shrimp on the Barbie, eh?
Stop it.
Beyond that, he said he won't talk about it, so Dawn said they can't adjudicate if they don't know both sides, eh? And Simon won't give his side, mate, so he said all he can ask is that Simon and I get together and pray for the children, mate.
Okay, so this is December 2022. So remember that the lunch didn't happen until July 2023. So the whole point of this coming into evidence, I guess, is to show some sort of motive, like some sort of brewing tension leading up to the lunch, and that it involved the in-laws. Because why would she have any ill feeling towards the in-laws? The ill feeling was towards the ex-husband, right? So Don being the father-in-law, right? And her talking about Simon's dad, etc. So, and she's just talking in a Facebook group chat. Let's keep going.
Oi, this family, I swear to God.
Okay, I'll probably say it a little bit more like she would have said it. This family, I swear to God.
I want to throw a boomerang at him, eh?
Stop it.
I said to him about 50 times, mate, yesterday, that I didn't want them to adjudicate. Nobody bloody listened to me, eh? At least I know they're a lost cause. I wonder if they've got any capacity for self-reflection at all, mate.
Okay, now you're going into some other country. I don't know quite what it is, but I said to him about 50 times yesterday, I didn't want them to adjudicate. Nobody bloody listened to me. At least I know they're a lost cause. It's interesting though. She doesn't come off to me as like boganish. She comes off to me as quite, like, the way she speaks, the way she types. She's got some words in there that are kind of sort of like, she's well educated. She says things like any capacity for self-reflection. And I don't want them to adjudicate. So words like that.
Someone got a word a day calendar for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oi, I mean, clearly the fact that Simon refused to talk about personal issues in part stems from the behavior of his parents and how they operate. This is democracy manifest, I say.
She just wants to go have a succulent Chinese meal.
I know, don't we all?
Yeah.
You're right. Hella, you can read this.
Okay. You're kind of funny, but sure. I might pull out some parts for you. According to them, they've never asked him what's going on with us, why I keep kicking him out, and why his son hates him, etc. There's more. It's too awkward or uncomfortable or something. So that's his learned behavior. Just don't talk about it. Helen needs to read this so we can. Oh, right. Okay. All of Charlie's accents are like half Irish. Oh, half Irish. What is half Irish? Half Middle Eastern. Okay, so in early December 2022, the messages seemed to reference a supposed conversation between Dawn Patterson, Simon's father, and Aaron. So they seem to, I suppose.
Oh, hey, half Irish.
Oh, hey, half Irish.
No, I know you're busy today, so no pressure.
No, it's just your name came up. And then he also said Simon indicated there was a solution to the financial issues if I withdraw the child support claim.
Doesn't she have a ton of money?
She has money, right? But they also lent a bunch of money to his sister. Yeah. So, and there's speculation over how much money it was. I heard it was 400,000. Then it's also come out that it was 800,000. She, when they split, apparently the sister started repaying the money to him, not both of them.
Oh,
Right. So, but then again, she's got the house. So I don't know. Like, here's the thing: they're estranged. They're not divorced.
yeah.
So this all started to become a problem money wise when he accidentally put on some form that they're separated, and as far as she was concerned, they weren't separated, they were still married, right? And so she said that, okay, if we're separated, then you're going to be paying child support, right? So that's when it started to get ugly in terms of money, right? Now, let's just be clear. Even if she does have money, if they're separated and he's not
Yeah.
there, she does, like, technically in the eyes of the law, deserve some form of child support, right? But that should be sorted out, like, properly with a mediator, or there should be some, like, agreement. It shouldn't just be like, hey, yes, you deserve to pay me child support. Oh, no, I don't. Oh, you're a deadbeat, right? Like, and this is why these things tend to go south. 400K, oh hell no, I love my siblings, but I'm not giving them $500,000. It's not her sibling, it's his sibling. Yeah. Hey, Laura, how are you? Okay, so let's keep going. My head nearly exploded and I was like, what? And Don goes, oh, sorry, just ignore what, hang on. Just ignore what, anyway, I sent a group message to them all last night saying how Simon's behavior is unconscionable and asking me to withdraw the child support claim is wrong and disadvantages me and his children, and how dare he, etc. etc. Don goes, oh, sorry, just ignore what anyway I sent. Ignore what anyway. I sent a group message to them all last night saying, so hang on, maybe that's not quite right. So maybe Don goes, oh, sorry, just ignore.
Like Brody.
Maybe that's just what Don said, right? But then she's saying, well, anyway, I sent a group message to them all last night. That might be her there, right? I sent a group message to them all last night saying how Simon's behavior is unconscionable. That wouldn't have been Don saying that. That would be her saying that. Saying how Simon's behavior is unconscionable and asking me to withdraw the child support claim is wrong and disadvantages me and his children, and how dare he, right? So she's recounting to her friends that she sent a message to his parents saying that that's wrong of you to ask me to withdraw this claim. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Why she's telling all her Facebook friends this, I've got no clue. But if I was in the group, I'd be like, mute.
Yeah.
And then He also said Simon indicated there was a solution to the financial issues if I withdraw the child support claim.
This is going great.
Oh no.
Wait, what did he say
no.
Simon says? Get it?
What are you talking about, John? Cow chefs.
No, holy cow, comma, chefs are
Oh.
covering this trial.
Oh, there's chefs covering it. Right. Good. That's yeah.
What, they want her
Yeah, it
cookbook?
was getting nasty. These things do get nasty, don't they? It's going so great. Yeah. My head nearly exploded and I was like, what? And Don goes, oh, hang on, we've already read this. I got the wrong page. Don messages. No, this is right. Don messages and says, he and Gail don't want to get involved. I'm sick of this. I want nothing to do with them. I thought his parents would want him to do the right thing, but it seems they're concerned about not wanting to feel uncomfortable and not wanting to get involved in their son's personal matters are overriding that. Right? I would probably be a bit uncomfortable with this and not want to get involved in my son's personal matters. Just putting it out there.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, Erin, could you stop messaging me about this? Like, can you just work this out between yourselves? And also Facebook group chatters, Erin.
So there was multiple people.
Yeah, it's a group chat. Yeah. I don't know whether they're all sharing things about their custodial issues and stuff, but who knows? The next day, can you imagine what it's like being in this group? The next day, his parents sent me a message yesterday afternoon, and Simon sent me one last night, but I've read neither. And I don't think I will. I don't want to hear it. Simon's will be just be horrible and be gaslighting and abusive, and it'll ruin my day. Oh
Sounds
God,
like a
gaslighting
narcissist.
came up. You know, I was just like, surely she's gonna say narcissist soon.
Oh God.
I don't know, Breen. I don't know. It's a true crime group. I know that.
Not a cooking group.
Well, they do talk about cooking. I know she spoke to them about mushrooms. And his parents' message will just be more weasel words. I love that. By refusing to hold Simon to account. They've made it clear his words means more than mine. So that speaks volumes.
Oh my God. Do you mean to tell me that his parents are taking his side in the divorce? I am shocked.
Shooketh. Dali, you and your weasel words, I swear.
I know.
Swear to God. There's no hope for you. There's more.
Oh Lord.
Even if they claim they haven't taken sides, they've had Simon for tea every night for 3 months.
Those dicks.
and never once picked up the phone to me since the separation, asking if I'm okay and need help. So that tells me their choices.
Right.
You ever
Oh,
Not that
What?
one.
I was looking for the sad music, and I just did. Have you ever seen a grown man
Have
naked?
you ever seen a grown man naked? It's not right now.
No, I meant this one. Damn it.
That would have been so inappropriate. And oh, sorry. No, that's wrong. Getting used to this whole clicky thing. Simon wants to walk away from his responsibilities too. Well, that's his choice. His mum was horrified that I'd claimed child support. Why isn't she horrified? Her son is such a deadbeat that I had no choice but to claim. No choice? Yeah, so she called him a deadbeat. Now, interestingly, have you noticed that none of the like stereotypical Australian like swear words and things are coming in here? She's a bit like I think she's a bit upper class, this lady, right? She doesn't call him like that's the worst she's done. She's called him a deadbeat, right? Weasel words and gaslighting, right? No C word or anything like that.
Kind of surprising.
Yeah, well, because people are always like, "Oh, you guys use that as a term of endearment, and
Yeah.
you filthy mouths and all that stuff." No.
I always take it as a compliment when Hella calls me it.
Meanwhile, this is not really making news, right? So, I wanted to show you this because this was yesterday, which was Monday our time, right? Do you remember that like dashing dude, Shaman Fox Henry? Shaman Fox Henry, 3-name bitch. He was the state's computer forensics dude.
Wait,
right?
Shannon Fox Henry?
Shaman.
Shaman.
Shaman's his name.
Oh, it's like the fox guarding the Henry house.
Yeah. Anyway,
I could have done better.
he was the one who came out with like the Google searches, right? And tried to also place that she'd been like searching for death cap mushrooms and stuff. And also show her data from her phone had been at certain places, right? Or to confirm that. Turns out he might be a little bit of a Shannon Burgess. Hey, yeah, Greek TRC. 3-name bitches. 3-name bitches. So, I had to look really hard to find any articles about this. It was pretty well glossed over in all of the news, but I found one little piece. And let's look.
Our key witnesses cross-examined, key evidence tested. Today, it was accused mushroom murderer Erin Patterson's defence team in action.
Senior Digital
There he
Forensic
is.
Officer Shaman Fox Henry, who analysed data from a computer, mobile phones and a tablet seized from the property of the accused mushroom murderer, was back in the witness box for cross-examination. Fox Henry acknowledging that the qualifications he holds now he didn't have at the time. A photo of a black dehydrator extracted from the tablet shown to the jury. Fox Henry confirming it's not possible to say who had taken the photo or if it had been sent by someone else. Regarding the computer used to visit the iNaturalist website and a page referencing death cap mushrooms, Fox Henry confirming he didn't conduct further analysis of the website visits. So there's no way of telling who had used the computer and for how long.
Congratulations, well done.
Suck shit. Right. So the qualifications he holds now, which, by the way, and I don't think that this video is going to report it. It may, I can't remember, but apparently it's like a certificate, like a couple of hours training on the job.
Neat.
Yep. Yeah. Right. So, because he's from Victoria Police Cybercrime Squad. The
Ooh,
Cybercrime Squad.
fancy.
Right? Fancy. So he did some little training course at work. Some other cybercrime person came
Hmm.
in and gave him this little course and gave him a little certificate
Okay.
after he did the analysis on the computers, right? And that way he could put it on his CV. Yeah. But that's all he ever got anyway. It was just a couple of hours course. He's not some freaking expert. And he actually can't confirm that she's the one who ever took the photos, that they weren't just sent to her. This is like, it's
Wow.
complete bullshit, right? So defense just tore him to shreds, basically. Yeah,
Wow.
it's a Shannon Burgess situation. I can assure you all the degrees I hold were in fact offered degrees at my university. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to know all then, right? Good to know. Yes, another Burgess situation. I'm so annoyed that I had to actually go searching and searching and searching to find any coverage of this. Right? Like, there's nothing in all of the news articles. There was one thing about how the defense questioned Shaman Fox Henry about this and couldn't get proper answers or something. That was all they kind of got. They didn't find out. They didn't report that he didn't have his training on the day that he actually did the analysis. And that was one of the most respected newspapers in the country. Did not report that. This is The Project on Channel 10, which is considered kind of trashy. And they're reporting it.
Also appearing today, health official Sally Ann Atkinson,
And look,
responsible
see,
for
that's it. That's all they said. Yeah? Whoops. Yeah. No. Why? I'm having all sorts of technical glitches today. I'm sorry.
Key witnesses cross-examined, key evidence tested. Today it was accused mushroom.
Find out a little bit more about
Yeah, I want to see what
on the stand for a
test.
number of days. But Defence Barrister Colin Mandy,
Days.
SC, it was his turn for questioning today.
Okay, tell us
He
about it.
really wanted to find out a little bit more about what qualifications this officer actually has and how they may have changed between now, as he's giving evidence now, and back a couple of years ago when he was asked to download the contents of electronic devices found at Erin Patterson's home and then hand a copy of those over to police. And he said, no, the training that he had at the time was largely
walk of a man
peer-based. He
about
learned
to
how to
see
use
a
a number of different
prostitute
systems
and find out
from
it's
his
actually an
colleagues.
undercover
He's since gone
officer.
on to train further, but there was quite a few questions just about exactly what he knew at the time and whether he did double checks and cross checks and things like that to make sure what he did was correct.
And what more can you tell us about the health officials' interactions with Erin?
Yeah, Sally Ann Atkinson was on the
Oh,
stand.
for God's sake. Really? That's all you got to say? Report what happened. He did not have the qualifications at the time, and the qualifications were just a couple of hours of goddamn in-house training. Right? Report what goddamn happened. He's been on the stand for 4 days, this dude.
Damn.
Right? And he just got completely ripped apart by the defense. Right? So he gets on the stand on Monday, and the defense just rips his credentials to shreds.
No.
Right?
Thought you were
And
going to
this
say
is
something else
all
was torn.
no. The defense did a really good job of what in America you call impeaching somebody, right? That's apparently not what we call it here. I was told by a lawyer here, oh, we don't call that impeaching. But anyway, and this is all mainstream media have to say about it, and I had to look really hard to find anything about it, right? Just teensy little morsels of information are being reported about this cross, which sounds like it was brilliant, right? So, and I don't know whether the jury's going to put much stock into it at all, but it sounds to me like this particular expert is a bit of a sham, and the information that he got off the computers is iffy. Don't know if you can trust it. Yeah, it was a Shannon situation. Absolutely. Classic legal education I have done back at Macquarie Uni. Challenge the person giving the evidence when you can't challenge the evidence itself. Well, who's to know? The evidence itself, they did challenge that, right? So let me just see the thing that I did find on it. So, okay, so more details of what was retrieved from electronic device seats from Ms. Patterson's home were aired on Thursday, when Victoria Police digital analyst Shaman Fox Henry was called to the stand. Pictures from a tablet were shown to the court showing yellowy dried mushrooms in a food dehydrator on a kitchen bench. Image metadata showed the pictures appeared to have been taken on May 4, 2023, about 3 months before the fatal lunch. Also retrieved were screenshots from the tablet, which appeared to show internet searches from stage 4A cancer, stage 4 ovarian cancer, and brain lymphoma. Earlier in the trial, surviving lunch guest Ian Wilkinson said Ms. Patterson claimed to have been diagnosed with cancer and group sat down for a meal. So where's this bit? Mr. Fox Henry said there was evidence another phone seized from Ms. Patterson's home was factory reset 3 times in the week after the lunch. That's Thursday. Where's Monday? Yeah, Thursday. Come on, give me Monday. $16 hours ago. Right, so earlier in the day, the court was briefly interrupted by protester. Ms. Patterson's lawyers cross-examined Victoria Police digital forensics witness Shaman Fox Henry, who was asked about his role in analysing the data. The court heard Fox Henry used a digital tool to preserve hard drive data from the computer before an analysis of its contents. The court previously heard the computer involved was found in Ms. Patterson's house and had been used to visit iNaturalist and Karumba Middle Pub websites in 2022. The trial had previously heard sightings of death cap mushrooms were uploaded to the iNaturalist website in areas a short drive from Erin Patterson's home in Leongatha in the months before she hosted the deadly lunch the next year. The trial last week also heard, we know about that. Defense barrister Colin Mandy SC questioned Mr. Fox Henry on the rigor he applied to the process and what double checks had been done to ensure details of the digital data police had analysed was accurate. Mr. Fox Henry told the court the software used, Magnet Axiom, would have identified if there was an error or issue in the data. Yep, he said the forensic imaging software that we use dictates whether or not there's been a failure. Yeah, okay. So I'm sure that the whole cross was not about just whether or not Mr. Fox Henry had sufficient qualifications. Although the thing about it is, Excel spreadsheet, if he's there as a qualified expert witness, that is relevant, right? But he's talking about whether or not this this Axiom program is going to be sufficient to store the data. And I've read a little bit about this magnet Axiom, and apparently it's supposed to preserve it. So you run this software and it preserves everything that's on the computer at that time. He apparently has had just a little bit of training in this magnet Axiom, and whether or not he has the ability and the training to do that in such a way that it preserves the data and he can then look at it and go, for sure, it was taken on this day with this phone and uploaded to this computer, and therefore it can be traced back to her at this location. Don't know, right? Maybe he can, or maybe the software is capable of it, or maybe he can't, right? So, or maybe it's a screenshot sent by somebody else. He has to do it, right? The defense has to do this, and the media is not reporting on it. So it sounds like it was an interesting cross, and it just sucks that we can't hear anything about it. It sucks we can't see it. Yeah, perhaps Mandy should attack the surname Fox Henry, as it's a double-barrel surname and signifies private boy school status. Yeah. I don't think that's gonna make any difference. I'm on a FB mushroom identification page. Oh well, don't cook any lunches for anyone anytime soon, Britain. Yeah, it's better than celery bright. It's not Israeli. Hey Scott, how are you? It was you, Scott. You know. Good morning, Eddie Purdy. How are you? Nice to see you. Are you a new member, Excel spreadsheet? That's nice of you. Thank you for being a new. Much appreciated. How lovely. Okay, let's go back to where we were. Let's go back. I think we're just about done. If I can find where we were.
God.
I know. It's been boomer morning today.
Oh, are you looking for the PowerPoint? Canva?
Not a PowerPoint. I don't use PowerPoint.
Sorry.
I don't have Microsoft products on my computer at all.
Elitist.
Yeah, I am an elitist. Anyway, yes, found that. Oh yeah, that's it. You waited all that time and then that's it. Oh, sorry, Excel spreadsheet. I didn't mean to insult you or anything with the whole Microsoft thing. Yeah, Tilly. How are you? And Indy Cindy. I've been listening just too much anarchy in my house to chat. Well, there's anarchy here too. Yeah. Right. So, fun fact: it takes 2 to 2.5 hours from Ravenhill Prison to Morwell each way for Erin to rock up, and she would be in handcuffs. No BMW. No BMW. Let's just consider for a moment, and I know most people think she's guilty, but let's just consider for a moment that this is a giant accident, right? Because I still think it's an accident. I really, really think that she thought she was some big gourmet chef and that she could come up with like this awesome recipe and that she was into foraging. She didn't even deny she was into foraging. She told people she was into foraging. She bought this dehydrator. She told people that she was hiding mushrooms in her kids' food. Her kids didn't like veggies, so she liked mushrooms. She liked cooking. She was planning this big lunch. Her husband wasn't even turning up, so like he's the one that she had a big motive against, not the in-laws, right? If there was a motive, but if she really had no idea, right? And she was just making this lunch, and then she is one of these people who is just like she freaks out at the drop of a hat. And we've seen it. We saw it when those news crews came along and ambushed her, and she blew up, right? And I don't think she was acting at all, right? So if she is someone who's a bit of a hypochondriac, the whole cancer thing, and she's also a panic artist. She's dramatic. She's going and chatting to these people on Facebook about all her personal issues. And then when she found out these people were sick, she freaked the fuck out. And she took this dehydrator and threw it away. She reset her phone. She's like, oh my God, they're going to think I poisoned them because I've been looking into mushrooms and stuff. Imagine if it really is this giant freaking accident and all these things that she was doing leading up to it. She knew as soon as they got sick that, oh fuck, it's going to look like I'm meant to do this.
Mm.
And it does. It looks like she meant to do it. And she knew it as soon as it dawned on her how they were dying. She knew that all these things that she'd been doing, talking about, are going to look really bad. And she's just like, she did the stupidest things and tried to erase it, which made her look even more guilty. But then in a way, it's like, why would you be so stupid? Or she just did it. Or she's guilty. There's that or there's that. It's two things. But she was fine. Yeah. Well, I have another theory about that.
Mhm.
I have another theory about that one. But you might think it's a bit might think it's a bit silly, right? She coincidentally didn't eat much.
I thought
Okay,
she did.
she ate some, but okay, my theory about that is that she's eaten them before, and eaten them before a lot. And there's a paper that's been written on this, and someone in chat sent it to us last time, and it's to do with amyritis, the amyritis poison. And there was a study done with mice back in 1997, and about how very small doses of it over time can lead to immunity in mice. They can't do a test with humans, right? But
Well,
if
she
she's
did.
been foraging, for a long time, and she loves these mushrooms, she loves mushrooms just in general, and cooking and things. If she has been eating just little bits of it over time, is it possible that she has gained an immunity herself?
Or at least
Yeah,
enough
they'd need to prove that. Yeah. I know it sounds like a really off the wall thought, but she seems to be the kind of person who, like, she's that into sort of alternate kind of gourmet cooking and stuff, and she's, I don't know, it doesn't sound, to me it doesn't seem as crazy as it probably does to most people.
I don't know if the defense is gonna do or would be able to do anything with it, but It would be kind of a funny thing to throw at closing.
And she didn't say she was like she did say she was sick, like she felt sick,
Yeah.
right? Just not sick like the others. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That is probably the one aspect of this that says to me maybe not an accident. Yeah, the rest of it I can put down to a terrible accident that the rest of the circumstances around it point to her being quite stupid and a panicker. And unfortunately, the things that led up to it point to her guilt, and she knew it, right? Point to her being someone who would forage, someone who had some problem with ex-husband, and someone who lied. And those things can be used against her, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Right? But that still doesn't prove that it's not an accident. But the one thing that's a real problem is that she didn't get deathly sick. I don't care about the plates. The plates don't bother me. Plates don't bother me at all because lots of people don't have more than 4 matching plates. If you've got 4 matching plates in your house and you've got 4 guests, you give them the matching plates. That bit doesn't bother me at all. Not at all. Yeah. Yeah, you're the one who mentioned the study, Mark. And Mark, we were talking to our friend AG biochemist about it, and he was a bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, but that's in mice. And I said to him, but you can't really run it on people, right? You can't run a test like that on people. He's like, yeah, that's true. But he said that if defense could find someone from what was it, what's the society that he said, International Plant and Botanical Society,
Mushroom Society.
no to talk about that study that would help them. But I said I expect that they would have explored this if there was any legs to it. She probably swallowed a whole death cap and built up ultimate immunity. She walks around with a big death cap hat on. Yeah. Think of the preachers who get by rattlesnakes. A bit. He was hella skeptical. Yeah, he was. But maybe we talked him around a little bit, have Irish? No, he's not here right now. No. Hey, analyst said toxicologists could not find amatoxins in 2 victims. Maybe there was not much poison in the hole, but the ones who were hospitalized were quite elderly, maybe. I don't know about that there were not toxins in 2 victims. That's news to me, because if there weren't toxins in 2 victims, then there's 2 of them aren't victims. I'm going to have to look into that, because how can there even be a case against 2 of them if they didn't die from that? Autopsy expert concluded they all died of toxic mushroom. Yeah, okay. See, there's been so many experts who've all said kind of slightly different things.
Yeah.
That it's confused a lot of people, right? So one of them came along and said, oh, there was no trace of mushrooms in the remains, right? But she only looked visually, right? And then someone else came along and said, oh, but yeah, there were compounds found in the remains because he did a microscopic test. It's like, okay. So, like, you have to bring everything into evidence. but then it all just gets reported in pieces and people hear one bit. Yeah. So I believe the testimony was that amatoxin was not found in 2 victims, but at autopsy, their livers were found to be dissolved, as would be expected. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So their cause of death would have ended up being amatoxin, amanita poisoning. Yes. As long as that's their cause of death, then
they just
she can be charged with it.
measure it or see
Yeah,
it,
that
in
makes
the blood
sense.
or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense. No toxins in the 2 women. Yeah. So your theory, though, Anna Lizette, makes some sense, though. So perhaps some parts of the beef Wellington didn't have as much concentration of it as others. So perhaps Erin lucked out. Maybe she got like
know.
an end
We'll
piece or something.
We'll have to find out how beef Wellington is made for next time. We can.
Hey, you make a beef Wellington.
Yeah, we'll ask our friend of the channel, Kurt. He's made beef Wellington before, so.
Has he?
Yes. Yeah, he privated the cooking stream after, unfortunately, but
Did he? Why did he do that?
I can't imagine why.
I can't imagine. Yeah. So AG's theory is she was eating death caps like she were Mario.
It's a me, an Aussie.
That's the goal.
Well, she got one of those
Portobello
poison shrooms.
patricide. Hey, David. You're going to start calling it Aussie Mario? It's the Mario, mate. That's actually not true about rattles. I believe that for years, but it's not correct. What about rattles?
Oh,
What
the
about
baby
rattles?
thing? Or when they're babies, they eject more poison?
Oh, I don't know. I just know
Or
you keep the
venom,
hell away
sorry.
from them.
And that's from an
Yeah.
Aussie.
Okay. The ex-husband Simon Patterson spent 16 days in hospital May 2022 in an induced coma with 3 emergency operations on his small intestine, plus 1 more, plus 21 days in intensive care, and also months of rehab. Yeah, but that was his fault.
Yeah, was it?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. It's not coming into evidence, so. The whole Simon thing back in 2022, we don't know why, and all we know is there was an attempted murder charge against Erin, and they dropped it. They dropped it like a hot potato mushroom, and we don't know, and the jury doesn't know either, so it's irrelevant. So Simon's a loser, according to Erin. Well, he probably is. He's probably a narcissist too.
Oh no. Two more of the New Orleans escapees have been caught, so there's only 2 left.
What escapees?
There's like 10 escapees like a week or 2 ago.
Oh, really?
From a New Orleans jail, yeah. And there's 2 more have been caught, so yeah.
Has AG been harboring them?
I think so.
Should be 3 left. Vegetarians do eat mushrooms. Yep. Are you gonna marry a carrot? Lisa says she's gonna marry a carrot. Death cap mushrooms have 3 types of toxins: amatoxins, phallotoxins. Ooh. Phallotoxins? And virotoxins. The main amatoxin is alpha-amatoxin, which causes protein deficit and cell death, but there are other mechanisms. Thank you, Dr. Max Murer. You really need to go be an expert in this trial. They're missing several. They've only had like 50. They're called mycologists, apparently.
Ooh.
Yeah. According to Chat GPT, 03, the paid version, there is no way to build up immunity to death cap mushrooms.
Aw.
Amanita phalloids. These mushrooms contain amatoxins, which are extremely toxic. Well, maybe Chat GPT hasn't met Aaron yet. Phallotoxins, is that because mushies look like a peen, perhaps? That's what I was thinking. I was like, why has Sally not picked up on this yet?
I know.
Right?
Gosh. So that's what Mark Jensen was drawing.
Yeah. Right? Phallotoxins. That's when you meet a really toxic man
Mm.
with a magic peen. I've met a few. Right? Hey, unindicted. My dad survived rare form of what? Blastomycosis. Blastomycosis. That sounds bad. But good. I'm glad he survived. One of Australia's top mycologists is the brother of a well-known to you YT streamer. Facto. Well known to me. So someone I know is like into phalloids.
Aussie Overlord? Oh, no, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I just...
Mushroom heads are great. It all ties back to peens. Yes, it does. Maybe we should end this now. Oh dear. All right, that's probably enough. I love these streams so much. They're so much fun. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Oh, meme copium. Really?
His brother's a mycologist? Really?
That
But he's
actually makes a lot of sense.
But he's a Kiwi. Tell him that from me.
Oh, we can reach out to him.
Is he an expert in the trial? Is his brother an expert in the trial? Because every other goddamn mycologist in the country is an expert in the trial. All right, time for the song.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803. To the attention, excited utterance. Her cat is staring for me.